Have you ever tried to calm your mind and realized your mind does not want to calm down at all? And have you ever noticed that the harder you push for peace, the more your thoughts multiply like they are trying to protect you from silence? Welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to walk through a story inspired by the idea of the 7 miracles of Buddha. Not miracles as stage tricks, not miracles as something that exists only in old tales, but miracles as inner shifts that change suffering into clarity. Because the easiest way to calm the mind is rarely forcing it quiet. The easiest way is changing your relationship with the noise. When that relationship changes, karma changes. When karma changes, destiny changes. There was a boy named Kyron who lived in a crowded neighborhood where everything felt loud even when nobody was speaking. People shouted in the street. Engines never stopped. Phones kept buzzing. An expectation sat on his shoulders like a heavy bag. Kyron was not lazy. He tried hard. He studied. He helped at home. He smiled when he was supposed to smile. But inside, he felt like he was running without moving. His mind never rested. If he had an exam, he imagined failure. If he did well, he imagined the next test getting harder. If someone complimented him, he wondered if they were lying. If someone ignored him, he believed it meant he was worthless. At night his body lay on the bed, but his thoughts spaced the room like guards. He told himself this was intelligence. He told himself this was preparation. He told himself this was responsibility. But the truth was simpler and more painful. He was afraid. One evening, after another sleepless night, Kyron wandered toward the edge of the neighborhood. Beyond the last row of buildings there was a quiet path leading into trees. People said there was an old teacher there who spoke about Buddha, not as a religion but as a way to stop suffering. Kyron did not know what he believed. He only knew he was tired of being trapped in his own head. He reached a small shelter made of wooden stone. An older man sat there, sweeping the ground slowly, as if time was not chasing him. Kyron stood awkwardly until the man looked up. The man said, "You look like someone who is carrying a storm in a cup." Kyron tried to laugh, but it came out flat. He said he could not stop overthinking. He said he wanted a simple way to calm down. He said he watched many motivational talks, but the calm never lasted. The man nodded as if he had heard this 1,000 times. Then he asked a question that cut deeper than advice. "When you overthink, does it make you more kind?" Kyron froze. He expected a question about productivity or discipline. Kindness felt unrelated, but when he looked honestly, he saw the truth. Overthinking made him impatient. It made him sharp. It made him judgmental. It made him rude to his family. It made him cruel to himself. The man said, "Then your thinking is not wisdom. It is fear wearing the costume of intelligence." Kyron felt insulted and relieved at the same time. He asked what he should do. The man said, "You came asking for the easiest way. The easiest way is not fighting the mind. The easiest way is learning the 7 inner miracles." People talk about miracles as if they are outside, but the real miracles are inside. They are shifts that break the karmic habit of suffering. Kyron leaned forward. The phrase 7 miracles sounded dramatic. He expected stories of impossible power. The man smiled and said, "Let me tell you a story about a traveler who wanted peace." A traveler once climbed a hill to meet a wise teacher. The traveler said, "My mind is loud. My heart is heavy. Please give me a miracle." The teacher handed him a small bowl of water and said, "Walk around the hill without spilling a drop." The traveler felt confused but obeyed. He walked carefully, watching every step. He returned and said, "I did it. Is this the miracle?" The teacher said, "No. You were distracted from your thoughts by your attention. The first miracle is not magic. The first miracle is attention. Chiron frowned. Attention felt too ordinary to be a miracle. The man said ordinary things become miracles when they end suffering. Overthinking steals attention and scatters it. When you gather attention, the mind loses its grip. Then the man continued the story. The next day, the teacher gave the traveler the same bowl but asked him to walk while people shouted at him. Some mocked him. Some tried to bump him. The traveler became angry and spilled water. He returned furious and said they ruined it. The teacher said, "No, you ruined it with your reaction." The second miracle is restraint. Restraint is not weakness. Restraint is power that refuses to become poison. Chiron felt that in his chest. He knew how often his thoughts pushed him to react, to argue, to panic, to blame. The man continued. On the third day, the teacher asked the traveler to sit and watch the bowl. The traveler stared at it and his mind raced. The teacher said, "Do not stare with force. Breathe. Let the breath be gentle." The traveler tried and noticed his breath was shallow and fast. He softened it. The teacher said the third miracle is breath. Breath is the bridge between the mind and the body. When you calm the breath, you calm the body. When the body calms, the mind believes it is safe. Chiron realized nobody had ever told him that his mind might be loud because his body was braced like danger was always near. The man continued. On the fourth day, the teacher asked the traveler to walk through the village and silently bless the people he disliked. The traveler resisted. He thought those people deserved nothing, but he tried. He noticed something shocking. Hatred exhausted him more than it hurt them. The teacher said the fourth miracle is compassion. Compassion is not pretending people are perfect. Compassion is refusing to let hatred live in your chest. Chiron felt a strange warmth and discomfort. He knew his mind was full of quiet hatred toward himself and toward anyone who made him feel small. The man continued. On the fifth day, the teacher asked the traveler to look at his thoughts like clouds. The traveler said, "I cannot. Thoughts are real." The teacher said, "Look closely. Thoughts rise, change, and pass." The traveler watched and saw a thought appear, then fade, then another appear. The teacher said the fifth miracle is insight. When you see impermanence, you stop obeying every thought. Chiron felt his shoulders drop slightly. If thoughts were clouds, maybe he did not have to chase them all night. The man continued. On the sixth day, the teacher asked the traveler to stop asking what will happen and instead ask what is happening now. The traveler kept drifting into future fear. The teacher kept guiding him back. The traveler began to taste a calm that did not depend on answers. The teacher said the sixth miracle is presence. Presence is the place where the mind stops building monsters out of tomorrow. Chiron swallowed. Tomorrow was his favorite place to suffer. The man continued. On the seventh day, the teacher asked the traveler to release the need to be special. The traveler wanted to be admired for learning. The teacher said pride is also a chain. The traveler practiced humility and felt lighter. The teacher said the seventh miracle is letting go. Letting go is not losing. Letting go is freedom. Chiron said quietly as the seven inner miracles settled into him. They were not fireworks. They were not magic. They were waning. The man looked at him and said, "Now, you want the easiest way to calm your mind. Here it is. You practice these miracles in small doses every day. Attention, restraint, breath, compassion, insight, presence, letting go, not as a list to worship, but as a path to walk." Chiron asked how to start when his thoughts were so loud. The man said, "Start with the smallest miracle, breath." He told Chiron to sit comfortably. Chiron sat. The man said, inhale naturally, then exhale slowly. Do not force, just lengthen the exhale a little. As you exhale, feel the body soften. Chiron cried. His mind interrupted immediately with doubts. This is useless. This will not work. You are wasting time. The man said, notice the thought, then return to the exhale. Do not argue with it. Do not follow it. Return. Chiron returned. He wandered. He returned again. It was frustrating but also simple. The simplicity made it feel possible. After a few minutes, Chiron noticed something he had never noticed before. Under the thoughts, there was a tightness in his stomach like a fist. Under that tightness was fear. Not fear of one specific thing, but fear itself. A constant readiness. The man said, you see it now. Overthinking is often the mind trying to protect the body from fear, but the mind cannot think its way into safety. Safety is felt through the nervous system. Breathe. Soften, then the mind will slow. Chiron practiced every day for a week. The first days were messy. He still overthought. He still panicked. But he started catching the moment earlier. The moment the spiral began. He took one slow exhale. Sometimes he whispered a simple phrase to himself, not as a prayer but as a reminder. Here, now, breathe. One day at school, a teacher surprised the class with a sudden test. Chiron felt his heart jump. His old pattern would have been to panic and then hate himself for panicking. This time he remembered the second miracle, restraint. He restrained the urge to explode inside. He took one slow breath. He focused attention on the first question only, not the whole future. He did not score perfectly, but he did not collapse. He went home and realized something important. Calming the mind does not mean life becomes easy. It means you stop making life harder with extra suffering. The next week his friend said something rude as a joke. Chiron felt anger rise. The old Chiron would have held resentment for days. This time he remembered compassion. He saw his friend was stressed and trying to look tough. He set a boundary calmly and moved on. The anger faded faster. That felt like a miracle. Then came a bigger test. A family argument at home. Voices rose. Blame flew. Chiron felt the old urge to fight. He also felt the old urge to disappear. He remembered presence. He stayed in his body. He breathed. He spoke slowly. The argument did not vanish, but it softened. Later his mother asked him why he seemed different. Chiron did not say he was enlightened. He said something simple. I stopped feeding the fire in my head. That is the point of the story. The 7 miracles are not about impressing anyone. They are about stopping the mind from poisoning the heart. This is also where karma becomes clear. When you repeatedly feed fear, fear becomes your default. When you repeatedly practice steadiness, steadiness becomes your default. The world might still be uncertain, but your inner world becomes less violent. Your choices become wiser. Your relationships become calmer. Your destiny begins to shift. Now I want to bring this to you directly. If you want the easiest way to calm your mind, do not wait for a perfect day. Do not wait for silence. Do not wait for confidence. Start with one exhale. Start with noticing one thought without obeying it. Start with one moment of restraint when you want to react. Start with one act of compassion when you want to harden. These are small miracles, but small miracles repeated become a new life. Thank you for spending this time with me. If this story connected with you, share in the comments what your mind overthinks the most. School, relationships, the future, or self-worth. And tell me which inner miracle you want to practice first. Breath, attention, compassion, or letting go. Please subscribe to the channel, press like, and leave a comment to support these long-form story teachings. Until next time, remember this: peace is not something you find once. Peace is something you practice again and again, until the mind finally learns it does not have to be afraid.